Meditator says, is Napoli recommended for clan battles? Yes, I think it is. And you saw some of that with what Gandalf was able to accomplish with that ship. And while this is going on, I'm going to try some different sized cups for these damn headphones and see if I can get them to stick in my ears.
Oh god, I actually had a pair that's like just keep falling out over and over again. It was so I just decided, you know what? So I just decided to grab like just one of those big Philips headphones. That's the one I'm using right now. And naturally it stopped working out of one ear.
I have a nice set that I can use. I like the fact that I can wear a hat without it being crushed by headphones. So like, you know, I kind of feel like this gives me some more options when it comes to streaming. But I can't do this at the cost of, you know, having them fall out of my ears all the damn time.
Yeah.
You got the Nemitz, you got the Enterprise.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations. Congratulations, you got the Abruzzi. Oh, Harley, don't worry. I'm planning on playing your New Hiroshima game. We're gonna tear you apart, Harley.
Damn!
I want to say I feel bad. Actually, you know, I want to say I feel bad for the person who got the suit because it's done. Because like it's not a very good ship, but hey, that's one ship you don't get out of Super Container like this.
You feel bad for the person who got the what?
The Abruzzi.
Oh, why?
It's not a very good ship. Just, I mean, it's got a heel. It's okay, but like, on the list of tier 7 light cruisers, I would literally take anything else over.
Yeah, I'd enjoy her in Narai, but that's about it. So,
yeah,
you know.
Anyways,
all right, let's see if these things will hold properly now.
So, of course, this is a
top tier
game. This is top tier, double tier 6 CV.
Sorry.
It's like a, so this is fairly ideal matchmaking because Hipper is it's a solid tier 8 cruiser, but it's not something I'd call great. And that's for a couple reasons. Hipper has less gun barrels than other tier 8 cruisers. It has, you know, a 4x2 configuration, whereas other tier 8 cruisers have like 3x3, 203s. The other thing is, despite the fact that she does have a turtleback, despite that she does, you know, she's fairly damage resistant, she still eats a lot of damage, and, you know, she's also very sluggish, she's fairly easy to detect, and, I mean, if you're top tier, you can definitely block her, because you can just bounce, like, 356s and 3s all day long, and literally not give a crap.
Yes.
But when equal or bottom tier, she does suffer in the DPM department, and that's, you know, DPM is still, you know, fairly defining as a cruiser. Of course, she does have that improved drone penetration on her shells, which is very important, because she can penetrate 51mm for armor warfare she shells, which means you can penetrate the decks of, like, you know, you have Italian battleships, you can penetrate Vladivostocks and tier 7 and 8s, so you can penetrate tier 9s.
I will say this, there's one other benefit to the Hipper that you haven't really talked much about, which, mind you, Papa hasn't been using either, and that's the extreme range that the ship has. The fact that you can be shooting into B right now, you can be shooting that Monahan right now, but you're so focused on ACAP, and that's what really makes the Hipper nice in my opinion, especially top tier like this. You don't have to be up front and center like you are right now. You can be farther back, like where the Colorado is.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. 17 points, a very nice benefit to have, because you can outrange a lot of the enemy cruisers. You can just spam them from, you know, whatever range you want. And
exactly. By the way, you're cutting out a good amount lately, so I don't know if there's something with your connection or whatnot, but you're cutting in and out.
Probably. Probably because I'm just
Cranberry. I'm sorry, say that again?
Probably because I'm leaning back in my chair.
Oh.
Something like that.
Cranberry, do you think that there will ever be a new free XP ship? No. I heard the last one was released like 2 years ago, and they seem to be slowly going away. Well, yeah, free XP, I think Wargaming has realized, is too readily available to players, especially people like me who farm free XP like crazy on 200% first win bonuses and RI. So I don't see free XP coming back at all. Free XP, in my opinion, is better used for grinding up ship lines and resetting ship lines and getting, you know, making progress in Research Bureau. That's what I would use free XP for at this point. You know, there's no reason to. Sorry, what?
One thing I would say though, don't free XP in ships. Free XP the module, but don't free XP the ships themselves. Because the best thing to do is to learn the ship, because the ship is usually what defines the match. Like, if you're at like tier 5, you get a general, and like, let's say you're playing Koenig, right? Tier 5 German battleship. That sort of defines
thanks,
the playstyle.
Cranberry.
Of course, and the playstyle of the mainline German battleships does fairly drastically change with the knives are now at tier 7, but it's still a fairly good learning experience on how to play German correctly, right? So don't free XP ships, because you put yourself in this position where you get to like tier 8, 9, and 10, and you're like, how do I do this?
So, you know, generally speaking, there are a couple of free ships that I personally even free XP'd. I free XP'd the Xin Yang, and I free XP'd the tier 5 British cruiser, Emerald. Because I just didn't want to deal with... And the tier 5 of the new British heavy cruiser line, whatever it's called.
Hawkins and Emerald they're fun, but they're truly, truly, truly awful.
Right. So there's a couple cases, and mind you guys, I'm sitting on like 42 or 43 million free XP, and I personally don't even spend it. So just keep that in mind. D-Soul Eater, we don't know. Wargaming doesn't tell us if they are producing if they are producing more or less free XP ships. We only know, generally speaking, what you guys know as far as ships, what they're available for, and when they're going to become available. Wargaming is doing a nice job of sharing all that kind of stuff with the player base as a whole now. Are they going to get rid of other free XP ships like Hayate? I don't think so. I just don't think that they're going to add any new ones. Hayate is not popular enough, overpowered enough. When you hear popular, read in your mind overpowered. It's not popular enough to warrant removing that ship. And if you think about it, for a lot of newer players that don't have a lot of free XP, you know, that's a fantastic free XP sink. So I don't think they're going to get rid of that.
Yeah, I mean there are certain exceptions to free XP. But like you know, you have Alaska, Smolensk, but otherwise, I don't really think Wargaming is going to move those free XP ships like we have now, like the Azuma, the Aegir, or the Hayate.
Right.
At the same time, though, I don't think they're going to introduce any more FXP ships, simply because of the fact that, as you said, free XP is too readily available for people to just. Like, if you have, like, those 200% win bonuses, like certain ships, like, you know, Flint, for example, you can just take Mirai runs every single day, and that's literally free XP farming.
On a 200% first win, with all the special economic flags that I just got by whaling super hard earlier today, I'll tell you what, I get 43,000 free XP on a win in RI, on a really good win. Or am I thinking clan battles? Maybe I'm thinking clan battles, because it might be 30,000. Either way, it stacks up really quick.
And
it does.
How is the game getting stale? I mean, they're constantly changing shit. How is it stale?
The game's not stale at all. It's shooting boats. Shooting boats personally doesn't get stale.
Personally, I have to disagree with you guys. I do feel like there are parts of the game that are getting stale. I don't feel like submarines are adding that kind of special zhuzh that makes me more interested in the game, and I think that's part of the problem. But
that makes me want to kill them.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. But I'm still playing the game. I'm just not playing it as much as I used to. But hey, you're talking about somebody who's been playing this game religiously for 6 freaking years. At some point, you get tired of playing a game for 6 freaking years. So
yeah, that's a valid point. And I mean,
you know,
honestly, you're right about the submarine thing. Like, I don't see what submarines bring to the game that is actually like anything besides being absolutely devastating and terrifying to deal with at worst, and just being a nuisance at best.
And I apologize for starting to talk about something. I want to be careful we don't go off topic of the replay. And Papa, oh my God, take a look at where Papa's at right now. Why are you here?
I was about to say the same thing.
So
honestly,
Shards, when you look at this, and Papa Smurf, I think you'd understand this. When you look at this minimap, look at BCAP, and then look at the 2 islands coming out. To me, those look like lawnmower blades, right? And you are now getting cut up by those lawnmower blades. And the reason I say that is because you are stuck in the middle. Where are you going to go? You've got a Tirpitz in front of you. If you move farther back, you've got a North Carolina that's got your broadside. You've got a Zeton over there that's got German Hydro that could be keeping you detected for his team so they can shoot at you. The point I'm getting at is you've painted yourself into a corner here. Actually, it's the middle of the map. But either way, I'm worried for you, man.
I'm worried for you.
This is a really bad spot to be in. Honestly, if I was Papa in this situation, what I would have done after cleaning up the ACAP, I would have honestly just hooked it back around towards, like the 8-9 line, and just kited this Tirpitz. And then gone in and dealt with the Zeaton.
So this is one of the problems that a lot of players run into, and it happens to good players, it happens to bad players, it happens to average players. Everybody hits this. Is when you win your flank, you don't know what to do next. So your default maneuver is, well, I guess I'll just go into the middle of the map. And the problem with that is you actually going to the middle of the map is probably the worst thing you could have done, at least right now, with how things are going. I agree. Go to the flank, win that particular side, and make damn sure that you're safe. Now, check this out.
Now you got a Zeaton coming for you.
Yes. Don't forget your torpedoes right now. Guns. Forget your torpedoes. Guns, AP into the Zeaton's side. Screw the torpedoes, in my opinion. Get your guns ready.
Full speed ahead.
Because look at him. He's already turning. He already knows that that's what you're going to do. You had an opportunity for some free damage on him. You didn't take it because you were too busy looking at the torps. Also, while you're looking, hit the W key 4 times and get closer to him. Ram yourself right down his throat. There's nothing he can do about you. Put your hydro on. He can't torpedo you. You're at super close range. He can't kill you in a quick bit. And the Sims will also be detected as an added bonus for your team that they can kill or you can kill depending on what the Sims does. The Sims decided to go back into BCAP. Your hydro right now would end the Sim's life.
Yeah.
Yes, Demo Sir, it is intentional that the screen is cut off a little bit because I want you guys to be able to see the top part of the screen, the ribbon count, the score, the hit points, all that stuff. And because I'm doing the Bosmus fundraiser, I'll show you what I'm talking about, guys. Here.
Honestly, at this point, Zath, I would have just full sensed it against the Zeaton using guns, and then I would have torpedoed him. Lull him into a false sense of security that, I don't have my torpedoes ready. I probably knew that, but now you go to Vittorio Veneto on you have a North Carolina potentially being in danger. Had you full sent yourself out, you would have been able to deal with the Zeaton, and then you could have just hooked around, and you would have had the free Sims to kill. Right. And I would have turned on my hydro like 30 seconds earlier than you did.
Yeah. See what the Zeaton's doing with his torpedoes. Very important. But see what I mean, Dibasura? Right now, you miss a lot of information, so that's why I kind of have it chopped a little bit off to the side like that, so you guys can see everything. So I hope that's not too distracting. If it is, let me know. But there, like that.
Well, I mean, if there's one good thing that's come out of this so far, besides putting yourself in this situation, it's that the North Carolina hasn't bothered to push. North Carolina is still fairly healthy. Had you chosen to push with the Vittorio Veneto, that would have been particularly dangerous for your team.
Yep.
considering that that's still a 3/4 health battleship against you in a Hipper who's on like quarter of his HP, and a Colorado. What's a Colorado going to do? Run? He does 21 knots.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Zeka, I guess if you want to, you know, use cover my replay or whatever, fine, but I don't do a lot of YouTube video reviews like that, just because it's hard. I'm not able to really cover a lot of the stuff that's going on. I can't even take a damn screenshot of it, frankly, but yeah, if you want. Oh, look, a Wesser. This is absolutely what you want to see.
Free Wizard. Free. There's also free Ryusho.
And you're absolutely right about the North Carolina. You're very lucky the North Carolina was a standard North Carolina. No offense to people who love that ship, but I see so many people in North Carolina sit way far in the back looking for super sniper shots that they never land.
Yeah, because North Carolina shells are so slow. It's like
right.
And sometimes the shells also land in different postcodes too, so it's like
Yep.
like I'm not exactly sure what the North Carolina was doing. If I was that North Carolina, I would have pushed in and driven a wedge right into Papa's first team, and that would have just been an end of it.
Yep.
But what the North Carolina decided to do was sit at like as far away as possible, and he realizes, oh no, I have to push now, otherwise my team loses, and he's pushed far too late, and now the Richelieu, the Colorado, the Serov, and the Baron, and the U-69 are all there just waiting, isolated. He's in trouble.
Yep.
I mean, that's just an evidence.
But hey, he didn't do it, so as a result, this game's pretty much a win. All right, Zeka, we'll try to cover it for you. We'll see what happens. Yak Diego, I don't know if they're faster or slower than Japanese battleship. I think the difference is for American battleships, generally speaking, they want to be playing at mid to long range, but more mid-range than long. And for Japanese battleships, it's the opposite. They're more long range to mid range, but emphasis more on the long range. So while there might be a difference in shell speed, frankly, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. The result is, in terms of impacting the battle, North Carolina sitting at Japanese battleship ranges isn't gonna have an impact on the game. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and for good reason too. North Carolina shells are some of the slowest shells in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Hey, Terminator and Stony. I forgot to say hi to Stony before. How you doing, Stony? And how's your clan doing, by the way? Was that video we did helpful for them? For those of you guys who don't know, I put together a series of videos where I had Stony's clan, FFG32, sharing, 4 of them were sharing their screen on Discord, and we kept on playing back and forth, and we basically did a 4-player split screen of like 3 different clan battles, so that was a lot of fun. Got to Storm 1. Nice. Keep pushing, man. Keep pushing. Hey, Lemmy King, how you doing?
Hey, KGB, do you have an update for me yet?
Is he making another camo for you?
Oh, he has to update it for the patches. So
oh. Ouch. Now, these carriers aren't... These carriers are not going to give you the cap, so you shouldn't be playing with the idea that I'm going to get the cap. You should be playing with the idea that I'm going to kill these carriers before they can kill me.
These are 2 Tier 6 carriers, so in theory it should be easy.
Yes, I have heard about that bug, Stony. It should be easy, but of course, keep in mind the Wesser does have it's a German carrier, so it's got the the secondaries of Doom. So.
Yeah, never mind, it's over.